So for the documentary Zip Code Matters, which we have up on the screen, this passion project for you. So you had a lot of people that were contributing to this. Jason Richardson, Kate Summerfield from ProMedica, Cheryl Frost, Richard Rothstein, who I know from The Color of Law, Kendra Smith from Mercy Health. You had a lot of contributions from people.
Stella Adams, Richard Rothstein. When I called him, he was thrilled, and he said yes, of course. Then I reached out to Tiffany Manuel, who is a social scientist. She's one of the nation's leading social scientists that in the civil rights arena category, and she said yes. Stella Adams, who's renowned as a civil rights activist, she was the speaker who mentioned, yes, there are wealthy black people. Yes, we do exist.
Yeah, because she's the one who talked about how she's a fourth generation of college-educated black people.
Yeah, we do exist. I just love that line. Jason Richardson from NCRC, who does their research. So he sees the effects of redlining. He's part of an organization that looks at lending institutions across the country and watches their lending patterns. It was amazing. Marie Flannery from our own Fair Housing Center was featured in it, and she brings so much of the wealth because she's worked at another fair housing center in California. So she, the vast experience from, California and what she saw there to here in the Midwest, here in Toledo. And then, of course, Kate Summerfield from ProMedica, who's the president of Life Determinants. And then Kendra Smith, who brings, again, she has so much experience. A lot of her experience from Chicago, and she brought it here to Toledo. So we're blessed to have these individuals. I want to make sure I didn't. And Devon Russell, wow, he was his comment was so pointed when he said, I'm of African descent, and if we went back to my ancestors in Africa and we looked at their genetic code and my genetic code, they'd be the same. But they're not suffering from obesity. No. They're not suffering from diabetes. They don't have high blood pressure. So he really helped people, I think, that watch the documentary. It helps them understand why zip code matters and how it can have a greater impact than your genetic code. So these individuals were just very gracious with their time, and they knew we had a very small budget, and they donated their time. Nobody was paid to be in the documentary. And then working with Will Lucas from Credio, I called him up and I'm like, okay, we're in the middle of a pandemic. I've got a grant deliverable. We got to do this. How are we going to do it? Can we do Zoom interviews? And he's like, yeah. And I go, then how are we going to make it look good? So he said, well, you line up the speakers, you take care of this, and let's just make sure the content is there, and then we'll figure it out.
Well, the content definitely delivers.
Thank you.
Yeah, it is incredible.
Thank you. And then, a lot of hours went into editing and watching interviews, and I was really blessed to work with Andrew and Rob from Credio, and the way that they helped me tell the story and from a visual aspect of it, their input. Sherrod Brown, hello, he was fabulous in there, wasn't he? He was really good.
Yeah, and I'm not really quite sure how to put this in better words, but I am just really proud of you and what the Fair Housing Center has done, and how important I think this project is to be able to get in front of children and adults so that they can see whatever those sins of the past were, how they got there, and how we can try to make changes for the future to make a better world for everybody.
Absolutely. One of the things that I'm proud of, thank you for being proud of us, because that's an incredible gift to give. But I'm proud of the fact that we won our first film festival award.
That's incredible.
It's like, oh my word. It's a social impact award for a Show of Change Film Festival, and it's a film festival that's committed to only civil rights films and documentaries done around the issue of civil rights.
That is incredible. So that helps bring awareness to other people as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then from there, we've been invited to submit our film to over 200 different film festivals. And I'm sifting through them because, you know, I don't think an animated film festival, I realized quickly that some of these might be a little bit automated,
right,
like once
right,
you win an award,
right.
that everybody gets this
Yeah.
notice and then everybody invites you. So we're sifting through those. Right now, we've submitted to 14, and all of them have a civil rights focus. So.
Well, I think that is incredible. I wish you guys all the best. And, you know, obviously, the real estate community, we're trying to do everything we can to create positive changes in our own community. So
We're very blessed, and thank you for the time and the commitment that you've given the Fair Housing Center. You know, you've served on our outreach and development committee for, 2 years now? So thank you, Eddie. It's people like you and realtors like you that really make a difference and help us move the needle to build a community that we all can feel really good and proud of.
right. So we're making a difference one starfish at a time, right?
That's right. One starfish.
Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.